Hello to the one person who is in. Hey, thanks for dropping in. I definitely appreciate it. This is the Virginia. Hey, KP, how you doing, man? I hope all is well. How have you been doing lately? I know it's hot as heck down there. It has to be. Yeah, the weather's somewhat a little cooler up here in Virginia, which I am enjoying. I mean, it's cool enough to even have a fire for the night. Oh, same to you. Happy Labor Day, man. Same. Can you believe it? That quick? Tomorrow's the 1st? Wow, in a few hours, September the 1st. Yeah, I'll be here until tomorrow morning to start my melt every day. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of the way it is down there. April showers. How are you doing? Thanks for dropping in, April Showers Network. I am in the bush and it is cool enough for a fire. I'll show you the fire. You see, that's the fire I have going right now. Yeah, I just threw 3 more logs on there. But yeah, whenever I come out to the bush and stay overnight, I always make sure that I have a fire all night long. Yeah, I'm just burning it slowly, have some large pieces. Hello, Joe. How are you doing? Cheers from Colorado. Okay, great. I know that weather in Colorado is a lot cooler than it is in Virginia. Yeah, what's that weather like, Joe, in Colorado? No, not September. Um, Hello, Kevin. How are you doing? Bigfoot behind me. Whoa. Yeah, no, I have this it's a bug net. It's a one Tigris bug net. And I have it, I don't know if you probably can't see it there, but it's covered with a tarp. So more or less like almost it's probably like maybe 60-40 A-frame, you know. But hit that like, yeah, please hit that like button. But it's cooling off for the fall. Yeah, we can all expect that. I mean, this time next month, there's no telling what's going to be happening. But yeah, guys, I'm just out here trying to perfect my skills. I haven't done an overnighter in so long. So this is the first opportunity I had to do it. So I just had to go for it. Yep. Today is about, okay, I see some message was held for with review. Yeah, you know, I understand now that YouTube has its own moderators or something to that effect. But who knows? You know, I just try to ignore the bad things, you know. But it's held for, yeah. But yeah, I'm just out here. Really, I started off today. I came out here. I put up this one Tigris bug net, which I have done before. But this time it took me longer to put it up. So I put up the one Tigris bug net. It's for one person. And I put a tarp over it. I have a bedroll on the inside and a jacket or two. Hey, hello, Camel. How are you doing? I'll move if you need. You. Oh, you know what? That would be great, but I'm on the phone. I don't know how to do that from here. But yeah, if you can mod, that would be great. I was a mistake. No car. Um, but yeah, I put this one. I put the tarp over it, and and then again, I was practicing the knots. I was using the bowline knot. I used the trucker hitch knot. I used the taut line hitch knot, and so I'm always trying. Hey, Cherokee, how you doing, my man? How's everything in Kannapolis? Kannapolis, North Carolina. Yeah, so I was I put up the one. I put up the shelter, and then um I put up the shelter, and then I went and harvested some wood, and I was using the it's an Agawa Boreal 24 inch, and that thing really cuts through some wood. Let's see, where is it? Let me get the tools. Yeah, I want to show you the tools that I used today. Um, yeah, this Agawa, it really cuts through some wood. And let me just show it to you. Yeah, it has a blade that's called the Sydney Rancher 2, I think. Um, you can add mods after a live at any time. Yeah, I know I did that on my laptop, but my phone is so touchy. But yeah, I just try to ignore the not so good people. But hey, Vester, how you doing? Uh, used to be called Bucksaw. Yeah, yeah, it used to be called Bucksaw. But this, I like this blade. This blade is called a Sydney Rancher 2. It's very aggressive. And so I'm going to give me another blade just as a spare. So I used this to cut a lot of wood. Just before it got dark, I was so tempted to go cut this other log. It's like maybe, I want to say at least 12 inches, maybe a foot in diameter. But I said, you know what? Since it's getting dark, I don't like to mess around with cutting tools when it's dark. So I just let that one be. I'm over here looking at my fire. Yeah, so I just let that log be. And I also used, just for practice, this is the S-Wing. Um, this is an 18 inch. And I had to go and pick a log that had a lot of knots in it, which was very difficult to split. But if you look at the profile of this, you'll see that the cheeks are very, very thin. And this is more or less for felling a tree or felling a tree and chopping. But I did, all right, how about you? I did manage to split this log, and the log was still water log. You can tell by the thump in it. So I used this to do, and I also made some kindling with this. So that's when I come out here, I'm just coming out here really to practice. But I made some kindling with this as well. And I also used to do some delemming. I used, let's see, I used a Kershaw Camp 10. I used this to do some delemming and also chop a limb just for the heck of it. But this was, I would say, probably the first really good bushcrafting tool that I purchased. Yeah, has a 10-inch cutting blade, and the grip on it is really fantastic. If you can see that. Yeah. Let me see, who's this? Chopper Man. uh, I can't read the name, but so so Supas, I don't know, Supasi Patidi or something, but excuse me for not being able to pronounce your name correctly. But yeah, I used this today to do delemming and some chopping. So, and I also brought, um, where is it? Oh, there it is. Want to make sure I put this in the sheet back, put this in the sheet properly. But I also used this is a Condor Terrasur. I use this to do feather sticks. Has a Scandinavian grind. I mean, it's almost like using a Mora, but you know, it's not a Mora and it costs half the price of a Mora. But this thing makes fantastic feather sticks. So these are the tools I brought out here to practice with. So yeah, it's been a good practice session. Like I said, the only thing I'm doing tonight is just making sure that the fire doesn't go out. So that's the main thing. I have it. You can see it. Hey, G Mama, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. I definitely appreciate it. One of these days, I'm gonna give me a garden like you. One of these days, I don't know when, but you know, I think with gardening, long kukri knife. Yeah, this is I mean, they call this a bolo. They said it's a bolo. I don't know. I just know this thing performs well. The only thing that I would change would be the butt on it. This is not metal. Let's see, this is not metal, this part here. But I mean, the grip on it is fantastic. And every cutting tool that I have, I use a lanyard on every cutting tool. It just gives me more secureness with this. But yeah, this is I don't know, and I think it's even good to come out and do overnighters to actually practice because let me see, it's close. Oh, close to a bolo. Okay. I just know it performs well, you know. But like I said, I bought this maybe in, I don't know, 2022, 21 or something like, I think in 21. And and the reason why I brought it out is because the sheet is Kydex and I have extra paracord around the sheet. So because I also use some bank line today, some number 36 and some number 18 bank line. Instead of carrying so much paracord, I was trying to lighten my load, but this morning I said, you know what, I'll forget it. I don't care how heavy this rucksack is going to be because I'm not going more than 200 yards, you know. So believe it or not, when I put the rucksack with all my clothing and so forth, and I got on the scale, it was an additional 80 pounds. Most of it is water. I brought a lot of water because right now, for me to get water, I'd have to go a distance. So I brought a little over a gallon. So I have plenty of water. I've already eaten, and I just have tea and some granola bars for the remainder of the night. But what's this? Oh, Clunker, how you doing? Yeah, but I think this is you know, really. I mean, I think bushcrafting is actually fantastic, and I'm really finding out that after doing it for maybe 3 years, it does require a lot of practice. Um, it depends on how well you take it. But I was telling someone, bushcrafting is unlike so many other things. I'm gonna switch this camera and put some wood in this fire. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, man, you can really tell when you're out here. You can feel the temperature really dropping, and this is supposed to be hot weather. But no, with bushcrafting, it's unlike any other sport because if you look at if you're playing basketball, you have 4 quarters, maybe some overtime. If you're playing baseball, you have 9 innings. The bottom of the ninth, it's all over with, unless it goes in. There's a tie. Um, with everything, car racing, everything, there's a destination. It's the finish. But what I'm seeing with bushcrafting, the destination, man, it's a journey. It's not getting to a certain point. It's a journey because you are continuously learning more and more. And what I've been concentrating on are the knots. I just did a video on about I think it's 13 knots. Um, but the one that I really want to perfect is the arbor knot. Because I had this thing about I want to make a ladder. You would say, why would you want to make a ladder? Because I've seen people in Alaska do it. I don't think it's hard. Just using a lashing knot and some notches, um, and the ladder can be made. Because I just recently purchased a ladder, and it's like, wow, I didn't realize these things cost so much. You like the parang? You know what, Mister what's this, Clunker? I don't have a parang. Parang. I I I I saw one, but it was way costly, and I didn't get one. But that's the knife. That's the cutting tool that I don't have. Is a parang. Parang. But I don't know. I may end up getting one. I'm trying not to purchase any more cutting tools. I have so many, but you know, there's always just this one more, this one more, this one more, and so I don't know. But the parang, yeah, the parang, I don't have one. I find my son doing a review on mossy oak, two in one axe, really 2-in-1 axe and a saw. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, I bought a village parang when they were under $35. Now they are like 70. Yeah, Mr. O'Clocker, the one that I saw, if I'm not mistaken, it was like $145. Um, and I couldn't buy it then because I was out of town. And now if your luggage is over 50 pounds, they charge you more money. So I was right at that edge, I think like 48 or 49. But so I didn't get it. I was thinking about that. But I'm sure I can find a parang up here. But I don't, but I like the shape of it, and I like it. Wow, look at the fire here, how it's really taken off. Wow, that fire really took off. I can feel the heat already, the warmth. But yeah, chopping tools. I mean, I was listening to who was it? It was one content creator. He's very, very well known. And he was saying, a lot of guys try to go light. He says, but when you're going out there into the bush and you are going to be making shelter building, shelter making shelters, you're definitely you're going to need an axe, a saw, and a knife, preferably 10-inch with a knife with a 10-inch blade. And then you have everything covered. I mean, the last couple of times now, if I bring a kukri with me, more than likely I'm not going to bring an axe or a hatchet. But I brought this axe with me today because I was really anticipating chopping this log that's about 12 inches. And like I said, right before dark, I wanted to go and saw it, but I said I don't like to mess with cutting tools when it's dark, But I bought my village parade when okay, yeah, on the 35. But I don't know. That's going to be some wood for the winter time because I have some very large logs here. I'll just throw them across on the fire, and as they burn, they break into half. So, and I guess I'm about maybe, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, not more than 5 or 7 yards away from the fire. So I'll get that radiant heat. And another thing about coming out here to practice, I don't know, you see a lot of people do a lot of things on YouTube. But when you really actually come out here and you do it yourself, it's very, very, very time consuming. It's like when I was harvesting the wood today, that was at least an hour and a half. Putting up my shelter, I had put it up before, but that was about an hour, putting the tarp over it, having to go source some poles to connect the ridge line to so that I could put the tarp over it. So it's those kind of things, Now it could have been quicker if I had just made a lean-to, but I wanted to make it more or less like a 60, maybe like a 2060 A-frame. But yeah, I'm a little more. Oh, wait a minute. This says I'm a little Cotty loony to more carry less. Oh, really? Carry? Yeah, you know what? And that's having great confidence. If you can, that's why it's like when I take a kukri, I'm not going to bring an axe. Now, again, when I got out here, I really thought I was going to chop this very large log. And that is why I brought the axe with me. But since I didn't, I said, well, if I bring it out here, I have to practice with it. So that's why you'll see on the video where I'm chopping this, trying to split this log. And I didn't film it all because it was about 20 minutes trying to split. No, it couldn't have been 20 minutes. Maybe 10 to 15. But splitting that log, and the log had knots in it. But it's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to split it anyway. But when I finally got it split, I took half of it and made kindling out of it. But yeah, I have a 26-inch and I have the 13-inch, and I'm also working on another axe that the handle broke. I don't know if you guys saw the video where that handle broke, but I ordered another handle, and this handle came, and the grain, it was still horizontal instead of vertical. So I sent that one back. So they sent me another one back, and the grain is somewhat vertical, but I'm looking for something that's strictly vertical. So right now, that's going to be the first axe that I'm actually going to hang. What I did, I cleaned the handle up, and I soaked it in with linseed, what's it, linseed boiling oil or something like that. Um, Hi, Lim. How are you? We don't have scouts in Scotland. Okay, but so I'm going to have to trim part of the eye and put the head on it. I'm going to have to do a lot of tapering, but I really like this axe just because of the aesthetics. It's a bearded axe, and I know one thing: when I bring that axe out here with me, I'm definitely going to bring a 10-inch knife or cutting tool, because again, the grain goes like this. It's not horizontal, but it's slightly, you know, where, you know. But someone told me if what I'm looking for, I really have to make one. But if this handle breaks, I will be making a handle. But this one, I wasn't upset when this axe broke, because now this is giving me an opportunity to learn how to hang an axe. So that's on the burner. I have that to do. Um, I want to do some. I'm going to do some water sourcing, and because I've been studying the different type of movements of water. Moving water, slack water, and stagnated. And I'm going to be using a Grail, a mini Sawyer, bandana, and aqua tablets. Like I said, the bushcrafting, it's a journey. So it's just so much stuff that I want to do and share. So, but only, there's only 7 days in the week. So, that I do as much as I can. Let's see, Iris, how are you doing? Thanks for dropping in. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, but yeah, I love bushcrafting. I'm here in Northern Virginia, and a lot of time I like to do a lot of bushcrafting alone, because then it's just you. Your success. You're out there by yourself. Everything is on you. I fought forest fires for 10 seasons, and we never worried about the orientation of the grain. Really, what we looked more at was the density of the grain. Okay, never had a handle fail that was good. That was good hard hickory. Wow, we use our axes more in a week than most people would in a lifetime. Really, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Um, but I don't know. I saw this axe some time ago. I started to buy it. I didn't buy it. I was at Georgia Bushcraft. I didn't buy it, but it was on my mind. It's like I want this axe, and like I said, I like it because of the aesthetics. I was using it, so I don't know about the metal. Is it going to stay sharp? What do you do for? What do I do for a living? I am retired. I worked in the federal government many, 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 many years. So, but being retired, I stay so busy. You know, I when I was working, I worked for a couple of federal agencies, but my main career was in commercial real estate. So that was my main career, commercial real estate for the federal government, and it was fun. But I this bushcrafting, I was talking to someone. Who was I talking to? Um, anyway, they basically told me, they said, where you want to go in bushcrafting, you're gonna have to work about 30 hours a day. I said, come on, no. He said, no, for what you're trying to accomplish, you're gonna have to work 30 hours a day. But we know that's not happening. That's not happening. Hey, All American Prepper, how are you doing, man? Thanks for dropping in. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, but yeah. So and another thing, um, really coming out here by yourself, staying all night, doing all the chopping and splitting wood and walking back and forth and pulling logs and trying to use this what was this um, timber hitch knot to drag some logs back. Um, it really takes. You're really tired the next day. Um, I am in Northern Virginia. Many major generals. Okay, yeah, I'm in Northern Virginia. Hey, She Fires, how you doing? How is everything in Florida? I know it's very 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 hot in Florida, but yeah, I haven't been to the last time I was in Florida. I was in I think it was a city called Hollywood, near Fort Myers, Fort Lauderdale or Fort Myers. So, but the city was Hollywood, Florida. Haven't been there since because uh, my job sent me there. So, but yeah, I'm just and like I said, coming out here, staying all night, and then in the next morning, it's like there have been times I'm really ready to go because I don't know. I have this thing about staying up. When I see fire, I just want to watch it all night long. And that's why I have these very large logs that I don't have to feed it as much. But you know, I want to get to the point that I can stay out here for like a week. Um, which means I would have to do a lot of learning when it comes to foraging. So foraging, and what I would like to do is be at a different location each day, which means packing up, hiking, setting up. But yeah, that's something I want to do. I've been watching some guys do that, and I was thinking today if I were to do that, I would just be carrying a one-man tent. Now, I think as a bushcrafter, I really like tarps and debris shelters. But I think every all cover has its purposes. But if I'm going to move, I don't know. Maybe if I'm going from location to location, it's always quicker to set up a one-man tent, I think, or just a lean-to or an A-frame. So I don't know. I'll really have to find out. But even when I was coming in today, let's see. I'm out here in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. Right, this a snack between two mountains of national forest. Let me see. I live no more than 5 minutes from the George Washington. Oh wow, that's good to know. I am going to email you because I do hunting in that area at Rapidan Wildlife Management. That's where it's most people go to bear hunt. I'm sure you heard of Rapidan Wildlife Management Area. That's where nothing is flat. Everything is up and down, up and down. And when I go to Rapidan Wildlife Management, I don't carry a climbing stand or anything because everything is up and down, up and down. But I am glad to know that you are okay. So yeah, I hope I'm gonna look your channel up and send you an email. But beautiful area up there near the George Washington, uh, um, yeah, the Shenandoah Valley. It's really, really beautiful up there. Yeah, but all right, Iris, you take care. But thank you for coming in. I definitely appreciate it. Just hit that thumbs up as you go out. Leave a nice comment. I would definitely appreciate it. Yeah. Edensburg. Okay. So you're in Edensburg. I've seen that sign. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's Shenandoah. That's a really nice area up there. Um I even used to go up to Sperryville, if you're familiar with Sperryville, to hunt. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping to do some hunting this week because September the 2nd is hunting season for squirrels. So when I go out to hunt for squirrels, basically what I am doing is looking for new areas to bushcraft in. I know that where I am now, I know there is a creek that goes around this entire place. But and then it runs into the Rappahannock River. I want to be able to walk it like in one day, but that's a lot to walk. I'd be having to do some bushcraft. Yeah. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up for. Yeah, definitely. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys also are interested in self-defense and firearms and so forth, She Fires has a fantastic channel. I try to catch a channel every chance I get because it's always good information. Very good information. A very motivated person. Um, she does a lot, and I would just say I can't even begin to tell you about it. I don't even think I would do her channel justice. I would just say go over to She Fires and check her channel out. Really a good channel. Very educational. It deals with a lot of everyday scenarios. So yeah, guys, if you get a chance, go over there and check her out. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm just, what's so strange being out here now? I just have this on, but I'm glad I have another shirt and another jacket because I can feel the temperature dropping right now. You're more than welcome, She Fires. You're more than welcome. But I'm so glad that, and you know what? I started to wear some long johns or spandex under my pants, but I said no, it's just going to be too hot. But I'll be fine. Like I said, as long as I have a fire. I mean, I'm really subject to lay right here 3 feet away from the fire all night. I've done it before, but I really want to check out the comfortability of this one Tigris. It's a one-person bug net, and see, I wanted to use it before. I mean, the bugs have pretty much gone away now since this is basically September, but I said I want to use it before it gets really too cold. I was going to use it on a hike in Pennsylvania, but I didn't make that hike. So, and I was going to use this, but I think in hindsight, thinking about it, if I were to do that hike, I think it would be better now to just use a one-man tent, one-person tent. Hey, Grandfather Outdoors, how you doing? Hey, guys, Grandfather Outdoors is another channel I would highly suggest to check out. If you are interested in tarpology, I don't know how he comes up with so many configurations, but I mean, it's like off the top of his head. Every one of his videos, there's a different configuration. So, and what I have to really realize is that, I'm not going to be able to do every configuration because that means coming out here every weekend, every Saturday and Sunday, because there are just so many configurations. But yeah, he's really good with those tarps. But what I'm looking forward to doing now is getting into more of debris shelters. I did a debris shelter about a month and a half ago. And what's today? Today is Sunday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. No, it wasn't Monday or Tuesday. It was Wednesday or Thursday. I drove by there, I stopped, and I wanted to go look at it, and the debris shelter just is still there. Of course, with a debris shelter, you always have to maintain it. So I'm going to have to go in there and cut some of the leaves that are coming through, but and just add some more debris on the outside. But that's a shelter that I'm going to be doing an overnighter in the wintertime. Um, and I just do these things to really because I enjoy it. Um, yeah, I just looked at your channel and let's saw a GMRS video. I'm about to peek into that world, waiting for my radio to arrive. Wow, that's really good. You know what? I have a radio that I won at a meetup maybe 3 years ago. I haven't used it. It's a ham radio. I haven't used it yet. Um, I've charged it a couple of times, but I think that's something really good to know. And you might, let me see, and you're making me blush. Thank you, my friend. No doubt, shelter to me. Yep, that's why I use a tarp. Yeah, I mean, guys, I mean, it's just tarps are fantastic because of the different configurations. A tent is good, but a tent is a tent. You cannot alter it. What if you're not on level ground? I'm not on level ground right now. This ground where I am somewhat, but I'm going to sleep with my head up, uh, up near the top. But yeah, that's the thing with tarps, man. I think that's what amazes me. I mean, I've seen stars, five points or 5-star shelters. I haven't done that yet, but yeah, I think my favorite shelters are the Plow Point, the Adirondack tarp shelter, the Baker tarp shelter. Those are my favorite. Of course, the lean-to you can put up just like that, the lean-to and the A-frame. But yeah, because you're enclosed. Oh, there's another one called it's a stealth. Um, it's maybe knee how's your knee, but I haven't made that one in a while. But that's a nice one. But yeah, but I really want to get into making more debris shelters. And where I am, the thing about it, you can make the debris shelters, but if you leave them, they cannot have any man-made materials, no paracord, no bank line. So I'm using jute twine, which is a natural source. It is in fact wood, but you can even make debris shelters without any type of cordage whatsoever. But the good thing that I'm looking forward to at some point in time is learning how to make cordage out of vines and roots. So here again, that's what I mean. It's just so much to learn when it comes to bushcrafting. Lake Normal. Okay, I am. What's your? Okay, yeah, great, yeah. Free time to. Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Again, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He has a great channel. Tarpology. Yeah, he really does. I mean, I was watching this every chance I get. I'm watching it, and but yeah, I watch a lot of Corpus Corner, Really Big Monkey, Dave, Really Big Monkey, Jess Outdoors. She's really good too. I like her. And then there's one called Janet Outdoors. I like her as well. Of course, what's her name? So, Vanessa Blank, Vanessa Blanc over in Germany. She's really good. But I don't know. It's just, and finding people to bushcraft with you. People have said, I'll go bushcrafting with you. I'm gonna bring this a bit. I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring that. I said, no, no, no. When you're coming to bushcraft, you are, hey Bougie, how are you doing? It's good to see you. It's good to see you, Bougie. But when you're coming to bushcraft, you're actually coming to live or rely on the land as much as possible. Sure, we bring our axe, our knives, and so forth, but our shelters really, it's really good if you make your own shelter or you bring your tarp. It's great if you know how to source water, which I have done, and I'm going to be doing that again. Uh, but my main thing now is foraging. Yes, pine needle tea. I've had that. I've had the acorns. I've had the what's it? Blueberries, mulberries. I've had those. But when I was coming in today, I saw some mushrooms, but I know they were not edible because they were very, very old. But I do know what are they called? Chicken of the woods, Chi- chicken of the wood mushrooms or something like that. If I see those, I'm pretty sure I can identify those chicken woods or chicken of the woods mushrooms or something like that. Hey, Passionate Art, PIA, how are you doing? Thanks for dropping in. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, so I would definitely try that. I mean, I've seen guys pick it all the time, so I definitely can identify chicken of the wood. That's what it's called. You can make soups out of it and things like that. But my thing is for the fact that I don't eat any meat or fish or anything like that. That's why foraging would be so important to me. Um, I mean, today I made a meal, with the Impossible Burgers, and I had roasted vegetables, and I'm still trying to figure out why does everything that you prepare in the bush just taste so wonderful? Yeah. Yeah, really big monkey. Yeah, Dave, he's really good. Taking time off from you. Oh, really? He's taking time off from YouTube. Okay. Well, he has enough videos, that's for sure. That is for sure. But I've been I'm going to do some fishing as well because I like giving the fish away. But I was doing some primitive fishing not long ago, and you know even with bank line, even with paracord, you have a fishing line right there. And then I have this kit that has safety pins, it has fishing hooks, it has some line. So you can always make a they call it a hobo reel or something like that. But so I tried that, and it was fun. It was fun. I'm looking forward to doing that again. But this week I'm making plans that whatever I have to keep next weekend clear because I really have to get into the bush more and do more overnighters because I mean learning to be alone, and right now if I were to turn off my lights, which I will after the live, I'll just have the fire, and as you can see the fire is still it's still going pretty good. Let's see, I don't. Yeah, we're still going pretty good, and I still have a lot of wood. But yeah, I'm glad to have this fire. Many people said, "Oh, it's summertime. You really don't need a fire." Right now, a fire is needed. I am in Virginia. I am back. I am in Virginia. Yeah, guys, I do quite a bit of traveling back and forth to Texas. And it's kind of tough doing bushcrafting there. There are a lot of restrictions unless you have private property. Um, they have a lot of fire bans, and if you're going to bushcraft, you're going to have to go about 60 miles to one of the parks. And there, it's okay, but I don't want a fire ring. I want to make my own pit. Yep, he's great. Oh, let's see. Let me see. Yes, grandfather. He's great guy. His train center is big. Oh, really? His trains? I didn't know that. Yep, yep, yeah. Back. Yeah, back in Northern Virginia, you know. So it's so much to do. It's like I have to do some hunting this week. I would really like to do some fishing this week, but I know I have to do some bushcrafting amongst it all. So I know I'm looking forward to next weekend. Next weekend, I really want to do some water sourcing, or I'm going to go back to where I built the debris shelter and do some maintenance to it because I do want to spend some nights there. And when it's in the winter months, I want to test out a bivy. Um, but you see these expensive um, what is it? Expensive sleeping bags. Okay, I'm really not a fan of these sleeping bags, big, expensive sleeping bags, because if you have a fire, you're gonna be warm. All I need is a nice bivy. At the most, I'll bring a wool blanket. But me myself, I'm not really in favor of a lot of things that are inflatable because just like a balloon, sooner or later it deflates itself, or sooner or later it will get punctured. So I like okay, wood is very yeah, wood you can't beat it. Yeah, you can't beat the wood, you know. Oh, Pathfinders, okay. But yeah, I mean, if it's 20 degrees, as long as I have a fire, I'm fantastic. And I have a wool blanket. One of them is the 80/20 wool merino 80/20, and I have another one that I bought from a military surplus, 100% wool. As a matter of fact, last year I tested it in my house. I did not use any heat for about a week, and I just slept with that wool blanket, and it was so nice and cozy, and it felt so good. Except for when you get up and and now it's time to go shower. You're like, oh, turn the heat on and everything. But it was very, very comfortable. Those wool blankets, excuse me, the wool blankets work very, very well. Um, so that's what, and I think that's what bushcrafting is all about. I myself, I wanna try to remain as primitive as possible, but um, I don't know. Well, right now I'm wearing Crocs. I have my boots. I took my boots off, um, and I don't know if Crocs are not primitive, but from having boots on all day, your feet start to sweat. Uh, just shake the cold off with recouping. Yep, the fire. That's right. I love my wool socks and sweater and blanket. Yeah, you man, that wool. I'm telling you, my wool blankets are just so nice. I mean, even when I go to meetups, I'm still taking the foam bedroll. I have a foam bedroll, and I'm taking my wool blankets, and I am good to go. I mean, if it's really that cold and I don't have a fire and I'm at a meetup, then they're the hand warmers that you can put in your hand. You can put them on your chest. You can put them in your socks or on your socks to stay warm. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've never been a fan of these very expensive um, sleeping bags. I just think back in the 1800s and 19, did they have these inflatable sleeping bags? No, they didn't. So that's to me, that's what bushcrafting is about, is trying to remain primitive. Um, I'm starting my fires with flint and steel. I have a ferrocerium rod with me, but that's very, very common. What I have to learn is the bow drill, and I have a bow drill set at home. Um, but I just realized the reason I have not done the bow drill, because I was saying to myself, it's impractical. If I'm out in the bush in emergency, am I going to take the time to make a bow drill? No. However, it is still good to know. So I am going to put forth some effort and just learn the bow drill. Like I said, flint and steel is really easy. The ferrocerium rod's really easy. The bow drill, the hand drill, the plow drill, I haven't done those three. So that's on my list. I tried my bow drill, couldn't get it to go for nothing. Well, you know what? If you couldn't get it go, you couldn't get it to go. I was talking to a lady last year. She said it took her over 300 tries before she got it. Now, when you're doing it, there's a sound that you can listen for. There's a particular sound that's going to indicate should you put more pressure or less pressure. What I did with mine, I tried it twice, and I did get an ember, but then I stopped because I was inside. It's like I'm not going to make a fire inside of my house, no way. But if you tried and you didn't get it, you're only getting closer to getting it. So the key is practice, 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 and practice. Because you can do it. Like I said, I haven't done it because I kept saying it's impractical. If I'm just like right now, would I use a bow drill? I don't know, man. Right now, I have a lot of tinder from a cedar bark, so that's what I've been using. Have you ever had a fire piston? No, I haven't. I have one, and they work very well once you learn how to use. I've seen them. I think they're very good, but no, I've never tried one. I don't have one, and as a matter of fact, I'm trying to stop buying stuff. I mean, I look at what I have. It's like I'll never have to buy another ferrocerium rod. I'll never have to buy any paracord again. I just have so much of that stuff. I really don't need any more cutting tools whatsoever. Um, but I'm trying to think, what is it that I really desire? I don't know. Um, a boat. Totally different subject. Uh, but yeah, now the fire piston, I saw it, and I think it works really, really well. But when I was when I was my duck down sleeping bag, okay, I put sneakers in the dryer with it, beat it up, and helps with even drying. Really? Sneakers in the dryer with it, huh? That's something. Beats it up and it helps with even drying. Wow, that's something. Yeah, guys, it's so many, it's so many, it's so many things to learn with bushcrafting. When I first started, I kept saying, well, I don't want to do it every weekend because I'll run out of things to do. Now I want to do it every day if I could because there are so many things to learn. Um, I was told this one guy said, when I go and purify my water, I'm going to use the grill, and then I'm still going to boil it. He says, but the grill does all that for you. You can never clean it enough. I know the grill would do its job, but I just have this thing. I would like to boil the water as well, you know. But why is my fire going out? I dug this deep pit, very deep pit, and I just put the logs across, and as they burn, they break. So that's what's happening there. If you see, I don't know, can you see how it's, well, I don't know. But I can still feel the radiant heat. And another thing, the wind blocker, I've made one before, but when you come out here and keep the feathers fluffed. Okay, I made my fire piston. They are not hard to make and are interesting projects. Yeah, now you're gonna have me going down that rabbit hole trying to make a fire piston, you know? Like I said, the next things I have that I really want to get done is get that axe hung and do some water sourcing and spend the night in my debris shelter. The first debris shelter I ever made, it was so low, and I was very, very kind of shy about having the fire too close because of all the dry leaves. So I was constantly getting out of the shelter, going to feed the fire, and every time 3 feet, and I'm 6 feet, I would bump my head all the time. So this one that I built the last time, uh, I can almost walk in. So the shelter was awesome. Thank you. Yeah, pine tree limbs and wild grapevines work as an excellent water purifier. Really? So pine tree limbs, okay, and wild grapevines, okay, excellent water purifier. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, you have what type of drill? Bamboo drill make great fire starters. I didn't know that. Yeah, my print on this phone is so small. Yeah, it's so small. But yeah, I mean, let me stir this fire up real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I want to see some flames. I want to feel some heat. Oh man, that really worked. Yeah. See how quick the flames are coming back? Yeah, but it feels good. The heat always feels good. Hey guys, but I'm not going to keep you. I want to remain cognizant of your time, but I definitely appreciate all of you guys coming here to spend this hour, a little bit over an hour with me. Hey, I'm looking forward to the next live when I come out here. It's just great. And Mr. Old Clunker, I'm going to send you an email. Um, so guys, take care. Thanks for coming in. Just hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, hey, share this video, and I'm going to see you on the next live. But what am I getting ready to do other than clean up my little area? Um, I think it's time for some nice warm tea and some granola bars. You know, the thing about it, they said you shouldn't have your food at your camp, and that's so true. Because I've even been studying how to hang a bear bag. So, hey, the good life. How are you doing? Hey, I'm going to see you in November the 7th. The good life. Hey, guys, that's a channel. That's another good channel. This guy, when it comes to bees, he knows everything about bees. And they just redid a deck. I watched those videos when he was redoing the deck. Man, that's a big cost saving. But yeah, if you get a chance, go over there and check him out. The good life. But yeah, Adam, I'm gonna see you. I think it's November the 7th through the 9th. Of course, I'm gonna be there the day before. What we're speaking of, guys, is the Georgia Bushcraft. That is like the Super Bowl of bushcrafting. It is the largest meetup in the United States of America. Last November, I think they said they had over 3,000 participants, and it was really good. They have they're free classes that you can take. There are some classes that will cost, but the camaraderie, meeting Corpus Corner, uh, um, Zachary Brown, Joe Flowers, all these guys, what's the name? Fairly, I can't remember the name, but a couple of people that were on alone. They have classes on making candles, connecting with nature, boondocking. So at least just go on the web, pull up the Georgia Bushcraft, and see what they're offering. It again, guys, it is the Super Bowl of meetups. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and make me some tea and have some granola bars. Then I'm going to watch some YouTube, and I'm going to keep this fire going all night and just enjoy the crackling and popping of this fire. So with that said, guys, I will see you guys next time. Take care. Again, thanks for coming in. This is the Virginia Bushcrafter. Take care, everyone. I'll see you next time.